What's up, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. I am a bit of a week late on this, but where the heck is that remote? But yeah, like I was saying, yes, Impact Wrestling this week. I did miss last week's review. I was gonna do one, but I didn't. I know it was a tag team match and a lot of stuff going down in the show last week, as pretty much the show after Redemption. A lot of stuff really from, and just to recap last week, from Eddie Edwards threatening to beat up OVE's wives now, from him jumping Sami Callihan in a bedroom that's now making him a madman in a hospital, being arrested. Braxton Sutter, I believe, is gone from the company now, so I don't know if that was his last match last week, but he is gone. What else? Like I said, Scott Steiner and Eli Drake versus LAX for the tag titles. Austin Aries, I guess, on his quest now to become the world champion again after Pentagon Jr. won the title from him and breaking his arm. But as we got to this week's show, Eli Drake came out with his tag team title and his other briefcase for the world title, as Don Callis and Josh Matthews were back on commentary again. They were both out there pretty much talking about what Eli Drake was going to do. He did his dummy yak thing. Scott Steiner wasn't there tonight. I guess they say he was working on his peaks with some freaks. And yeah, let's say about that tag match last week. I don't think Steiner looked bad. I don't know if he really can still go in that. I think it's like 50 something. Like, I was still impressed to see him do that Frankensteiner back at Redemption, but I don't know how long this tag team thing will go with Scott Steiner, but I guess he's sticking around for a minute. But Drake said he wanted the world title, and he pretty much said he called Austin Aries a banana-eating idiot, and Pentagon Jr. a Halloween person, Cedar, whatever. And he pretty much told Pentagon Jr. you got 1 week to prepare, because he was cashing in his Feaster Fired briefcase, and Pentagon Jr. then came out and did his Sierra Medio thing and pretty much called Drake a puto, but I think they bleeped that out for some reason. And Drake looked at him as Pentagon played and did his thing and went to the back then and played his music. Promo was alright. Kick off the show pretty much preparing for the world title for next week. Eli Drake, I don't know if he'll win the world title next week. Pentagon Jr., I know people have said they haven't really built up Pentagon Jr. that well since he got the Impact ever since building the world title, because they could play some promos in back to him, or at least show some Lucha Underground matches or something. Because we know the guy can't really speak English that well, and people probably only know what Sierra Medio means, and that is zero fear. But they say he oozes charisma, and I've seen a Lucha Underground myself. He's really that great. So we'll see where that goes. Kiera Hogan was in the back, talking about Redemption, as she was going to face Taya again until Tessa Blanchard came in, called herself a diamond and total package. As Tessa pretty much said she was better than Kiera. Kiera said, Tessa, you can do better just sitting and watching. As Kiera said she was going to beat Taya Valkyrie tonight. Grado is back, and Joseph Park. Pretty much we're in the back, as Grado said, after the whole immigration thing, he was back. He's bagged himself a girlfriend, and Joseph Parks saying he went to see a picture till Austin Aries came in, talking about Parks saying during his last run with the company, I guess on the ring announcer, which I don't remember that happening in Impact, but Aries pretty much told, hey, DDP Yoga's working for you, Grado. I'm about to save my life, which is pretty funny. And Aries says, yes, Pentagon won the other world title, but he still has the Grand Championship. I guess that's a world title technically, so it's a hit, I guess, in their eyes. I'm not really sure, but pretty much Grado said, what did he say? Tried to give Aries some jelly beans, but he knocked out his hands and gave him a banana. So a pretty funny segment. OVE, the Chris Brothers versus KM and Follow Ba, which I will give Follow Bob one thing. He can wait the crowd out doing his bot thing. Yes, it is a comedy tag team, but they did still lose to OVE. OVE kind of needed to win, and yes, the right team went over, but They really don't have any tag teams as it is already on Impact. I guess we're trying to make up some because all you really have is OVE and LAX, and I guess now Eli Drake and Scott Steiner, depending on how long Scott Steiner is still in this company right now. Some say the Colts will leave, but that's not really going anywhere. Falaba is really good, and they need tag teams. They really do. So putting them together would make sense, or something, and maybe try to build them up because they really need it. Moose, who called himself Mr. Impact Wrestling, talked about once again being in the NFL, who never won a Super Bowl, and he's never won a world title in Impact, but he said it will be gold this time as Jimmy Jacobs came up and talked about it. Said, the last guy that called himself Mr. Impact, Johnny Impact there, didn't end up so well until Moose grabbed him and threatened Jacobs, and he said he wants the Moose versus the Monster, and Moose told him to bring Congo Kong so he can kick his ass. I hope they do something with Moose, because Moose is literally booked like an idiot most of the time, or loses a lot of matches. And yes, he's cut some of the promos that pretty much make the sense. Talk about you lost several times in the NFL and wrestling, but I don't know if he needs to be repackaged. I don't know if he needs a Stokely Hathaway like he did in the past, but Moose needs something. Taya went against Kiera Hogan. Pretty much a no contest, which a lot of people are disappointed what they're doing with Taya right now, because Taya had a big push going in against Rosemary in a very large scale feud, but ever since that's ended, they haven't known what to do with Taya. Like, you put in a random title match against Allie last week, and now it's a no contest. I don't know what they're doing with Taya, but hopefully the booking, especially Don Callis and Scott D'Amore, can do something. Tessa Blanchard looked dominating, taking down Kiera Hogan with a hammerlock DDT and a new theme song. So it is a good acquisition. Impact got, since people said she didn't end up in the WWE and didn't go to like I said, I heard it was attitude problems. I heard a lot of things why Tessa Blanchard is in the WWE right now. So I really was shocked to see her in Impact at Redemption, but it is a huge acquisition. We'll see what this goes, but they need to do something with Taya. They did a video package for Brian Cage, pretty much killing guys and beating Lashley 2 times. And yes, this feud with Lashley could have went somewhere more if Lashley's contract didn't end, but we all know Bobby Lashley is back in the WWE right now. Which they don't really know what to do with him right now either. But Ryback will why did I say Ryback for? Brian Cage, we'll see where this goes. And then they played this match in Australia with him in a fatal 4-way. But what was the point of this? Something to expose him because it made him look dominant. Didn't make him look dominant. Say he stole a lot. Callis tried to cover it, saying he was just looking for a workout with these guys. So, I don't know where this goes, but at least he tried to cover it. Next was a Lucha Underground versus Impact Wrestling rematch back at WrestleCon. Desmond Xavier, Andrew Everett, and DJZ versus El Hijo de Fantasma, or King Cuerno, Drago, and Aerostar. I don't know why they let DJZ do that horn effect now. It's kind of very annoying. Listen, this was just a spot fest, okay? It was a spot fest. Yes. Was it great athleticism? Yes. Did the crowd get into it? Most of them. And don't get me wrong, they've done better with the X Division, so I'm throwing random 6-man or random fatal 4-way matches and whatever, but this was just kind of a homogenous X Division match, which they kind of stopped at once they started booking them in singles feuds that actually made sense for the title. But now I feel like they've kind of gone back in that old pattern. Hopefully they can stop this, and then they all shake each other's hands. This was just a glorified spot fest. Yes, it looks cool with all these guys, and they did really great out there, but it's kind of set them back about a year or two because they're really getting the hang of things, but they really need to fix that again. So, hey, great 6-man, great spot fest, but where did it lead to? Austin Aries talked to Eli Drake in the back, I guess, tell him, like, Drake wins so he could face him for the world title, and he said and was going to do his fact of life thing, but stopped. And then Drake called him human trash then. Next was KM, so he was going to change follow-up by his life to the way he wrestles, works, to the women he dates, and they were doing that, and the next thing you know, once again, some And this happened last week. There was a red X on someone, and somebody got attacked in the back. So we don't know who that is, but someone did it. They even went to Eddie Edwards getting out of jail since he tried to kill Sami Callihan in a hospital. Tommy Dreamer came to pick him up with a Roddy Piper shirt on, and pretty much Dreamer's like, really? And then they both drove off. Matt Sydal went against new Bullet Club member Taiji Ishimori, which I guess is still part of these tapings, but since at the Dontaku thing in New Japan, and yes, he did leave Pro Wrestling Noah last time I remember, and I don't know if he's still part of Impact, because I know that was a partnership, but I think 9 times out of 10 you won't see him after these tapings. But since he is a new Bullet Club member and part of New Japan Pro Wrestling and going against most likely Will Ospreay for the X Division title, not X Division, Junior Heavyweight Championship, we had Ishimori versus Matt Sydal versus the X Division. Yes, great match. I will give it that. It looked really good. Sydal pretty much hit like a pile driver on him, or I don't know what it was after Sydal dodged the 450 from Ishimori. Really good match. They're very great wrestlers out there. But kind of a random title match if you ask me. But I guess after tapings, we know he's in the Bullet Club now, so we'll see where that goes. Tommy Dreamer was talking to Eddie Edwards in the back. It's 2018. I'm up to come bail you out of jail, and kept saying that. And I've messed up my life going after the same guy for 4 years. Or some say it was Sandman. I thought it was Raven he was in a feud with forever in ECW, but he talked about people consoled him like Terry Funk and Mick Foley, but he says you need to stop being obsessed, and Edwards kept saying, Dreamer, you're not my father, and I don't know where this feud is going, but we'll see. Allie and Rosemary were in the back talking as Rosemary told Allie not to come out the bunny. We need to do this on our own. It's what we want. You just need to stay in the back. LAX will just Santana and Ortiz saying they were losing everything right now, and they've lost the titles. There ain't no money coming in. I'm on another line. I'll call in 5 minutes. They ain't got no money coming in. There ain't no girls. There ain't no tequila. The paper is gone. We ain't getting nothing. We ain't getting shipments. There ain't no Homicide. There ain't no Conan. There ain't no Diamante. Like, where is everybody, huh? Why is it just only them two of LAX? They're pretty much starting to lose it. And Santana pretty much says, we got to break down doors. We got to start kicking knees in. And we're sick of this shit, and we need to do something. And then again, it's like, we're going to have no credibility then. Like, why are we even here? So, LAX is pretty much starting to, they're losing matches. They don't know what to do. And they got to beat DJZ and Andrew Everett next week if they want to prove that they're still here in this company. If they want to be a thing still. Because right now, it's going bad for them. Rest of LAX ain't around. They losing everything. I don't know what's going to happen. But right now, they're just, I don't know what's going to happen. And I know Conan isn't there because I believe that he did have hip surgery last time I remember, so he probably couldn't make these tapings. But Homicide, I don't know. Diamante was back at WrestleCon, but I don't know what her she is right now. So LAX is just starting to lose it with only just both of them right now, and they got to call something in of some type of order to get their shit together. Su Yung went against Rosemary, which pretty much was a no contest, as Su Yung was taking out Rosemary. This moon flash, and then all these zombies she brought up with a coffin, a casket, pretty much trying to, I guess they were going to put Rosemary in, but Allie came for the save, but Su Yung pretty much called for the rest of the undead brides to hold Allie back. Rosemary was able to get back up off the ground and start taking a kendo stick was going to get Su Yung with, but pretty much Su Yung hit missed in Rosemary's face, and they hit her with a panic switch they call Michinoku driver off the stage onto a table. Looked brutal, and then they dragged Rosemary's lifeless body back to the coffin as they made Allie watch, and then they wondered, was this the death of Rosemary as they threw her in the coffin and in the segment. This was a crazy segment right here, I will give it that. But it was really interesting as even Rosemary tried to tell Allie to go, don't stay here. Allie didn't want to leave her behind, but it cost her right now. So wherever they're going to this Su Yung thing, it's very good since you have two zombie-like characters between her and Rosemary. So I'm sure this will continue, and with Allie being in the middle of it as the champion, but I don't know where this is going to go. Some people think it's very Lucha Underground-ish. I don't see where this is going, so we'll see what happens. Coming in this show itself, it was okay, wherever you want to go with it, but LAX trying to regain their consciousness. Hold that thought. Alright. Yeah, trying to get their stuff back together. It's a lot going down. They still need to fix some things, though. Like, how do we establish Pentagon Jr.'s champion around here? Like I said, LAX is losing it. Aries, at least he's doing good being as a heel again than as a face, because he is a natural heel. They still need to do stuff with Ty and some other things. We'll see what happens, because we know Slammiversary is coming, but that's not another 2 months from now. So we will see what happens, I guess. But the ending segment was very crazy, and I'll give it that. But I don't know what to expect. Like I said, I missed last week's show and everything, but the whole ending segment was really great, though. I did like the whole undead brides holding Allie back as they threw Rosemary in the coffin. I know they keep trying to play that she's dead now, but we'll see what happens next week on here. But we'll just have to find out. But I'm out of here. I will see you guys later. Peace out, and comment, subscribe, and check out my review, and check out Redemption Review if you get the chance. Peace.